Hello, friends. Welcome to Creative Medicine. In this lecture, we will learn about.
So now about the surfaces of the ischium. So in the surfaces of the ischium, so first before that let me divide it. See, this is the ischium and this is the division of ilium, pubis and ischium. Okay, so if you see, this is the sorry, this is the acetabulum. Okay, now if you see, there are three surfaces actually. We have femoral surface of ischium, dorsal surface of ischium, and pelvic surface of ischium. Okay, so we will see the femoral surface. So in the femoral surface, it is directed. So this is ischium. Okay, this is the femoral surface of ischium. Actually, this is the uh, ischial tuberosity. Okay, so this is the femoral surface of ischium. So in the femoral surface of ischium, you have two muscles. One, you have obturator externus, which is actually covering the origin of obturator externus, which is covering the obturator foramen externally. Okay, and you also have one more muscle which is called as quadratus femoris, which arises from the lateral border of ischial tuberosity. This is ischial tuberosity. It arises from the lateral border of ischial tuberosity. So this is quadratus femoris. This is quadratus femoris. Okay, where does it arise? It arises from the lateral border of ischial tuberosity. It arises from lateral border of ischial tuberosity. Okay, and you also have this obturator externus also. You have obturator quadratus femoris and you also have obturator externus. Okay, so this obturator externus is in this covering the obturator externus arises from the obturator foramen and it covers the obturator foramen. So both these are from the femoral surface, arise from the femoral surface of ischium. Okay, then we have the dorsal surface of ischium. The dorsal surface of ischium is continuous above with the gluteal surface of ilium. It is continuous above with the gluteal surface of ilium. This is gluteal surface of ilium. So here you will have dorsal surface of ischium. This is the dorsal surface of ischium, which is continuous with the ilium. And here in the dorsal surface of ischium, you have the two gamellae. Okay, as I have already said, that is covering both ischial. Sorry, this is the what do we say? Ischial lesser sciatic knot. So on either side, so here you can see this is the lesser sciatic knot. On either sides of lesser sciatic knot, you will see gamellae. Okay, so these gamellae are also a part of dorsal surface, and you will also have this is pelvic surface. Okay, in the pelvic surface also you will have obturator internus. So this is how you see the obturator internus, which is actually arising from the ischium, and it also arises from a part of pubis and also from the ilium. Okay, so this is obturator internus. Okay, this is obturator internus. Okay, so this obturator internus will cover the pelvic surface of ischium. Okay, now we have completed about the ischium body. Now coming to the ramus of ischium. See, this is the ramus of ischium. This is the ramus of ischium. So I am not drawing the whole picture now. Now I am just drawing the ramus of ischium, but in a magnified way. Okay, so that it becomes easier for us to learn. So if you see, this is the ischium. This is the ischial tuberosity. Okay, and you have this one like this. Okay, so this is the ramus of ischium. So the division is something like this, okay. And this is the ischial tuberosity, and this is the ischial tuberosity, and this is the ramus of ischium. So what are the drugs which you see in the ramus of ischium? Okay, in this ramus of ischium, if you see, you have the ramus of ischium have two things. One, it has the upper border. Okay, this is the upper border. Sorry. This is the upper border, and this is the lower border. Okay, what do you see in the upper border? In the upper border, it provides attachment to the obturator membrane. In the upper border, it provides attachment to the obturator membrane. Okay, like this. Okay, which covers the obturator foramen. Okay, so this is obturator membrane, which is present on the upper border of ischiopubic ramus. Okay, we are going to learn about the whole ramus. Okay, ischiopubic ramus, and this is the lower border. Okay, what does this lower border? Lower border, it laterally it forms the subpubic angle. Okay, that is lower border. Now after this outer border, and this is the lower border. Okay, we have two surfaces. Then we have the outer surface and we have the inner surface. So first we will see the outer surface and then we will see the inner surface. I will draw here the same picture again. Okay, so this is the obturator foramen. Okay, so this is the border and this is the pubic tubercle. Okay, this is the pubic tubercle, and this is how you see. Okay, now this is the outer surface. So what are you going to see on the outer surface? Actually on the outer surface you see four muscles. Okay, you'll see four muscle attachments. Okay, I'll just draw the four muscle attachments. So what are they? The first muscle is adductor magnus. Actually adductor magnus starts from this lower part of this ischial tuberosity, and then it travels into the ischial rami and also to the pubic rami also. So this is ischiopubic ramus, this is adductor magnus. Okay, then after adductor magnus, just a minute, see, this should be something like this. Okay, this is adductor magnus. Then after adductor magnus, there is one more muscle which is covering the external surface of this obturator foramen, outside obturator foramen, which is nothing but obturator externus. Okay, we have completed two muscles, one adductor magnus, then obturator externus. Then we also have one more muscle in the ischiopubic ramus outer surface, that is gracilis, and one more which is adductor brevis. Okay, adductor brevis. So let me just, so this looks something like this. Okay, so let me just name them. Okay, if I have to name them, see, this is adductor magnus, and this is adductor brevis, adductor magnus, and we have adductor brevis, and this is gracilis. Okay, and here we have this one obturator externus. We have obturator externus. Okay, so all these adductor magnus, gracilis, obturator, adductor brevis, and obturator externus, if you see, all these are the outer surface, arises from the outer surface of ischiopubic ramus. It arises from outer surface of ischiopubic ramus. Okay, then we'll even have to see the inner surface. What are the muscles arising from the inner surface? If you see the inner surface, I'll draw here. It looks something like this. So this is the spine you see in the inner surface. Okay, and this is the obturator foramen. So what are you going to see on the inner surface? So this is the inner surface. On the inner surface, if you see, you have an upper ridge. So mainly what do you have? I'm not going into the depth of this inner surface. Okay, mainly in the inner surface, if you have to see, you will have an obturator internus muscle. Okay, it has okay, let me write it instead of, no, I can't depict everything in this diagram, so I'm just writing it. Okay, I'll write here. Okay, the inner surface. Okay, inner surface of ischiopubic ramus. Inner surface of ischiopubic ramus, it has actually 5 areas. Okay, one, it has the upper ridge. The first area is, it has the upper ridge, then there is lower ridge. Okay, there is upper ridge, then lower ridge, then you have upper area, then you have the middle area, you have the upper ridge, lower ridge, upper area, middle area, and you have lower area. Okay, you have upper ridge, lower ridge, upper area, middle area, and lower area. Upper ridge, it actually provides attachment to, superior fascia of urogenital diaphragm. It provides attachment to superior fascia of urogenital diaphragm. Okay, then if you see the lower ridge actually provides attachment to perineal membrane. It provides attachment to perineal membrane. Lower ridge provides attachment to perineal membrane, and also falciform process of sacrotuberous ligament. Falciform process of sacrotuberous ligament. Okay. Then what about the upper area? Upper area, it provides attachment to obturator internus, obturator internus, and middle area, it provides attachment to sphincter urethrae. It provides attachment to sphincter urethrae and deep transverse perineal muscle. And it provides attachment to sphincter urethrae and deep transverse perineal muscle. Okay, middle area, it provides attachment to sphincter urethrae and deep transverse perineal muscle. And if you see the lower area, it provides attachment to crus of penis. Okay, it provides attachment to crus of penis, clitoris, and ischio-cavernous muscle, ischio-cavernosus. Okay, and you have superficial transverse perineal, Okay, what are these areas? See, if this is the ischiopubic ramus inner surface, it actually has 2 ridges. Okay, so these are the 2 ridges. Okay, this is upper ridge. Okay, and this is the lower ridge, and these ridges divide this lower ischiopubic ramus into inner ischiopubic ramus into upper area, and between the upper and lower ridge there is middle area, and below the lower ridge there is lower area. So this is important. Okay, then we have completed the ischium now. Now the last and final, which is important here, is about the pubis, which we will see in our next class. Thank you guys for watching my lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for watching.